I think team MVP, Alex Mastromanno, just flipping the field and just what he did, with different variations of punts, get the, make sure you got a couple, I think, pins out of 10. I think 4 of them inside of 20. There's one that he was backed up all the way up. So just, he had different, kicking things he had to do in that game, but just talk about his game overall.
Yeah, I mean, I think Alex did a tremendous job. He was certainly a critical factor in us winning that game. Our ability to control the field position, his ability to pin them and pin them deep and create bad field position. It started early in the game, and he kind of kept it up throughout the course of the game. Really negated their opportunity to return any kicks, except for the one that we were backed up in the end zone. So I thought he did a tremendous job. I think the great thing about it and the cool thing is that his teammates, they all recognize it too. He's one of the guys that helped break the rock on Saturday night. And I think it just speaks to how he's grown in the program and the respect that his teammates have for him, and what an impactful day that he really had.
Jordan?
Coach, with the onside kick, do you know about it going into the game? How do you think the execution was? And look, it was just one bounce away from falling into your arms.
Early in the week, that was part of the game plan. We were going to use it in the game. If we had won the toss and we had deferred to the second half, we probably would have used it in the first half. And with them winning the toss and deferring and us kicking off to start the second half, that's when we thought the best opportunity was to use it. It was always part of the plan, and it had nothing to do with how the game was flowing at that point in time. It was just part of the plan, and it's something that was there. Our guys executed it well. We didn't get, the ball took a little bit of a high hop, and it gave them an opportunity to react to it. But I think it was the right call, and we would 100% do it again if given the opportunity based on the look that we were providing.
Chris?
On Keon's punt return that set up the score, can you talk about what the other 10 guys on that play did beyond Keon?
Yeah, for a guy to be able to make a play, you certainly need guys giving great effort and blocking. I thought there were some really, really key blocks, but one of the ones I do want to point out on that one was from Dre Jacobs. He's not a starter on the punt return unit. As a matter of fact, that was the first play he'd ever played in a return unit setting, but he kind of got beat off the line of scrimmage. He was really put in a position that he wasn't accustomed to be playing, but because of some injury, we need to put him in. And he did a phenomenal job recovering, just showing great effort. And he was really the one, after Keon made the first guy down miss, he was really the one that sprung it and turned it into a big play. So, I thought he did a tremendous job. But really, when you look across the board, there was a bunch of guys on that return that did a really nice job. And I think what you do see from our team is a great buy-in, a great excitement to what is happening with the return units. And I really believe that every time we take the field, they think that they're going to go make a play. I can tell by just the way that they take the field that they're excited about the opportunity, and it's starting to reflect. In almost every game, there's been an opportunity, especially the second half of the year, to bring one back, and that was a critical play in the game.
Two micro questions. The first one is that just how their punter punts? Is that kind of just trying to keep it away from the return guy? And then also, what challenges that present? And then also, they've got an explosive kick return guy that you guys really did a good job on. How well that unit performed?
Yeah. So in terms of their punter, he is also he's a roll punter, an Aussie kid who does have really good ability to control the ball. They were probably I think statistically going into the game about 33% cross kick, which means roll to your right, kick it back across the field, and the other 2/3 obviously were more traditional roll punts. Against us, I think there was certainly a concerted effort to try to keep the ball out of Keon's hands. I think Keon did a great job of fielding all the kicks that he could. Obviously we had the one muff that we'd like to have back, but trying to get to all the balls that he could. But yeah, he's a good player for them, and he's a weapon. In terms of their returner, I thought he was a really good player going into it. I still feel like he's a really good player coming out of it. But I thought our guys really did a good job in terms of executing what we asked them to do, and then playing with great effort on the cover units. I mean, for for us to be able to cover the two that they brought out as well as we did, I thought was just a great job by our guys, and I was proud of their effort and how they approached it.
Corey?
Had Vandrevius practiced being that? You said he hadn't done it in the game, but he had practiced that, right?
He had. He was our. He was the backup to one of the other guys in terms of that position.
Was he ready immediately when he realized? Because
Yeah,
there've been
yeah.
other teams that maybe haven't been ready immediately and had 10 guys on the field for something like that, but he knew, somebody communicated with him right away, Vandrevius got to go.
Yeah. So our training staff does a really good job of keeping us immediately updated in terms of the status of different players. So, and then we have, our strength staff and people on the sideline who do a great job with helping manage the personnel on our special team. So, long-winded answer to your question is, immediately when the injury occurred, everywhere that player is on the depth chart, we were able to get his backup into the game, and Dre was one of those guys.
And then 3-for-1, the final third. Keon drops the one. Did he drop it or muff it? I didn't see what happened, but I guess the bigger overarching question is, a lot of kids maybe lose a little confidence when something like that happens, when he almost has a devastating turnover. That kid just goes and fields the next one, wants to go score a touchdown.
Yeah, I don't think that fazed him at all. And I think too, I think the style in which we coach is also a benefit in some of that regard, because when things like that happen, my thought process always is like, well, he didn't mean to. That's not what he was intending to do. So let's just go correct it. There's no reason to carry on, and I don't think that didn't faze him a bit. He was going to go out and he's going to field the next one. And to be honest with you, it didn't faze me a bit, because I was 100% confident that he was going to go out and field the next one. But that's the type of person he is, that's the type of player he is, and I think that's why he's having the season that he's having.
Deloach is obviously having a lot of success getting after the quarterback. After the game in the press conference, Keem Dent was mad. He thought he had 3 sacks and he only got credit for 2. And how much have you seen the other guys? Because a lot of guys have to be unselfish to create those opportunities for him. How has that developed over the years?
Well, I think D'Lo has a great feel, and especially for those add-in kind of sacks that he's had. Obviously you have the pressures where he's part of the blitz, and I think he's a really good blitzer. So I think when he has those opportunities, he does take advantage of them. And then the other type of sack that he's really had, quite a few of, is where he's a late add into the pass rush. And I think that's a product of a lot of backs are staying in to be extra blockers in terms of protection. And if he's the one who's responsible for covering the back, he has that opportunity to add in. And I think he just has a real good feel, good patience for it. When he sees things open up and develop, he's able to go make a play. But I don't know exactly the number, but I think that's 6 or 7 sacks that he has on the year, and that's a big number for a linebacker, especially for a team like us that doesn't blitz him a ton. I mean, he pressures some, but it's not like it's a let's focus on ways just to bring him in pressures, and he's just done a really good job.
Jordan?
In the first half, it looked like the defensive ends were rushing too far up the field and giving up massive rush lanes. In the second half, there was a big improvement in the entire defense in the running game. Can you talk about some of that improvement and what you saw from the defensive ends?
Yeah, I think some of the things that Miami was doing schematically in the run game, I thought was probably pretty well thought out in terms of how they were trying to get our guys to get up the field a little bit. Once we got a better feel for what we were seeing, I thought we adjusted well. That's one thing I do think our team does an exceptional job of is making those adjustments and then being able to go out and execute them. I thought we played a lot tighter, a lot more, fundamentally sound in the run game in the second half, and I think that obviously showed up.
Anything else? All right.